So and one thing the ending though. So we was,
You already pressed it.
no.
Hey crew, welcome back to our channel. My name is Stacy.
And my name is DJ, and this is After the Vows, where we have real deal conversations about marriage. And today we live, baby. But hold on, let me check on the audio because
Y'all know last time
last time it was not popping. So
at all. That audio was bad, man.
and it sucked because that was like a really, I don't know, that was a real bare moment for me.
Right.
But
Very transparent.
yeah, I think it sounds good. I think we're good. We're good.
Okay.
So yeah, last Sunday was, I think it was a real bad moment for both of us. And we pray that somebody was blessed by that and wasn't distracted by the audio, but at the same time, if you was, I don't blame you one
we
bit.
totally understand.
Because it was bad. So, but today, hopefully the audio sounds better, and we got y'all over there, and we got y'all right here. So, yeah, we're just trying different things and trying to, up the quality of the live stream and all that. So let us know what you think in the comments.
Right, but let's get to it. So today we are talking about what you should know about your spouse before you get married.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think everybody kind of has their typical questions, like how many people have you been with, stuff
Right.
like that. And oddly enough, I don't think that's really one of the important questions. I think it's popular, but when all things are put into perspective, I think that's one of the key things that you have to learn in marriage is you gotta let go of the past and work through your past issues so you can let it go. So.
Okay, so what do you say is some of the important things that you should know?
All right, so of course we gotta have a list. Let's pull up the list.
Not the same list that Michael Todd was talking about.
No, not that
Not
list.
that
We tore that list up. So number one is something that we actually talked about before on this channel is your spouse will not complete you.
Right.
And I wonder sometimes, like I enjoy filming weddings. It's my passion. Like I wish I could do this like every day. As tired as I am after I film weddings, it's just so much fun. But I always wonder the excitement that people have, or even when they get proposed to, like, and they say yes or whatever, they're just like go, ah! Like so excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like what expectations do they have about marriage that just makes them so excited? Like I don't
think they think about the marriage part of it. They think about the wedding.
Yeah.
They can't get past the wedding and
Yeah.
showing off the ring. So, yeah, nobody thinks about. They just think it's gonna be like a fairy tale. Somebody should tell them that marriage is hard work. It's definitely not a fairy tale
It is
at all.
Yeah,
I mean, you have your moments.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. I'm not saying
yeah,
it's
it's still
all
one
bad.
of the best decisions I made in my life, hands down. But it just was not like all like rainbows and butterflies. It just was not.
No.
But through that process, you grow a lot. So it's like, yeah, I don't take it back for anything. And then, feel sorry for all you single fellas. Y'all got some crazy women to pick from. But
What?
I'm
Not
just
all
saying.
of them.
Hey, I've been single before. I know how it is. Yeah, it's some crazy folks out there.
I'm done with him, y'all. I mean, it is on. It's crazy women and crazy men. So you have to have discernment about who you date, and that's why you have to be ready with this. What you need to know before you get married. Like even if he asks you, like, girl, is he really, really ready? Like, does he know God? Is he worth you following or being submissive to? Is he a good leader? You know what I mean? If he's not a good leader, then what are you following him to hell? Like what are you following him off a cliff? Like what you gotta
right off a cliff.
Right. Like where are you following him to? Like how is he bettering your life? And it goes both ways. I know we mostly have women that watch this channel, so that's why I say that. But women, you have to have something to bring to the table too. I got a comment on our marriage counseling video. For some reason, that video and then how to be submissive video have been popping.
Yeah.
Not all the comments were good. Some girl left a comment and she was saying, which I understand her perspective. Like, he needs somebody that understands that he's trying to run a business. Yeah, she's probably a good mom and a good wife, but he needs a business partner. And so I politely said, I am his business partner. When it comes to how much you're going to pay for something, like if you call and you ask how much to shoot this type of video, like a music video or a wedding or something, he comes and he'll discuss that with me. So I'm like, I am his business partner, and I'm his praying wife, and I'm his selfless mother of his children.
Hey,
and
man.
no, she came back and apologized, and she was like, I like how you were still kind and humble and, whatever towards me. And I'm like, I wasn't going to be any other way, because you only get a certain amount of who you might think I am from, the video, especially that counseling video. Y'all, I was breaking down in that video. I know a lot of y'all saw it. And so, yeah, I understood her perspective, but I needed to let her know a little bit more about me. And I'm glad I don't still see myself as I did in that counseling video.
How did you see yourself?
Like, I was just not living in my purpose. I cried about that. And it's like, now I see myself how God sees me. And that's something that I prayed on for a long time. I'm like, I want to see myself how you see me, God, not how I'm thinking of myself, which it wasn't correct. Mm-hmm. Just because you are not totally 100% sure what your purpose is, it doesn't mean that God can't use you.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm sorry if I went off on a tangent. And
no,
Tiffany.
What up?
Hey,
what
Belita.
Up, what up?
I hope I said her name right.
Bella Bay. It was that Belita Bay. I am sorry. I'm too far away from it. Hey, Belita. Hey.
Yes. So that's
so good. Yeah. So the next thing. So again, one thing you touched on is like, is he the type of guy that you should be submissive to, or even then, like from a guy's perspective, if this is the type of woman that you want to be your piece, because she has to be your piece. When you come home, this is something that you have to be excited to come home. I've worked with so many guys, and they just like stop every day after work and go have a drink, or they do all these different things to try to keep from going home. It's like, I don't think that's what marriage is supposed to be. But it's a lot of fault to be thrown around in that. But let's get into the list, because that'll help you discern that. So the second thing is, be aware of the expectation that you're bringing into marriage. And I think that kind of goes back to what I was saying. People are like really excited after they get proposed to, mm-hmm. or for the weddings and stuff like that. Not saying that you shouldn't be, but it's just, I wonder if people are excited for the right reasons. If they have this expectation that it's just not really like remotely, true, or it's not realistic. Maybe they feel like, husband might feel like their wife is just gonna give them some every day and just gonna cook and clean all day, every day. Like,
I think a lot of people think that, like, some women think, they're just gonna sit around and have to do nothing. I'm not saying all women think that, but they think that a lot of women have the notion that they'll be home just being a housewife and feel fulfilled just being a mother and a wife and cooking and cleaning all day. I thought that. Yeah. I thought that I would be so happy just cooking and cleaning all day, and
there's some women that are. Yeah, there's some women that are.
Nothing towards them. If that's where you find your happiness, that's cool. But I was like, I'm missing something. I need more. I need. I actually said in the car, we were talking about it. I think at one point he tried to tell me, I think you more than like sitting at home cooking and cleaning and watching the kids. And I'm like, I'm happy. But then I think 2 years down the line, and we have 3 kids now, I'm like, I need to be doing something outside the home. I need to expand. In my, get more on YouTube and talk about the Word of God and help marriages, because that's where I find my passion at. And just sitting at home, that wasn't working for me. Yeah. So I enrolled in school to, I'm studying psychology, majoring in psychology, and now, as you see, we're in front of the camera and helping marriages. A lot of people have said we help them, and I feel like, you have to find what makes you happy before you can be with somebody else and try to, because that your spouse can't make you happy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But what was the point?
No, that was it. So
Okay.
it's talking about the expectation. So I mean, I think they all kind of go hand in hand. Some people have the expectation that they'll be completed, you know,
By their spouse.
yeah.
Right,
So
right.
or even this the situation of being married, you know, being a stay-at-home mom, being a stay-at-home wife, or maybe not stay home, but just that bond that you have, you feel like that'll complete you,
Right.
and it won't. You know that I think that a big thing. And I don't mean to get too somber with it, but I stand on this because this is, I feel like, a really big thing. But back when I used to battle with suicide, you know, trying to figure out my purpose in life, I learned really quick that our purpose, you know, and when it says in the Bible that we're created in the image of God, God created the world. So it's like we have to be creators as well. So whatever it is that you like to create, art, you know, for me it's photography and videography. For some people, it's like creating stuff around the house, whatever it is. But I think that element of creation plays a big part in all of our lives and feeling fulfilled. But that's not what we talked about. So let's move on. And number 3 says, you won't always feel in love. Yeah, that's a big one.
That's big facts. Sometimes you won't even like your spouse. Forget being in love.
Yeah.
You won't like
what
your
is
spouse.
love? Can you eat it?
Like, right. Is love gonna keep these lights on? What is that? Sometimes you have to not have the feeling, but you have to just know you have that unconditional love, that unspoken love for your spouse, that you'll go through pretty much anything with them. Now, I'm not talking about cheating and all of that.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic. But I mean, when you are going through rough times, because we have not always had big money in the bank.
Yeah.
We have not always seen eye to eye, and a lot of that has played out on our channel. The things that we allow y'all to see because we wanted to help somebody.
Yeah.
Y'all know that we ain't always been in love. It took a work getting there, and sometimes we still.
I don't know what's going on with my shirt. It's like
because it's like he's not gonna just interrupt me.
Sorry.
Talking about.
Sorry.
You know I get thrown out easily. But I'm gonna let you finish this, brother.
So yeah, so definitely, yeah, like we said before, it's just not all rainbows and butterflies. But I think what has helped us is we both have a common goal or a common interest, and I hate to say it like that because it's bigger than the goal and the interest. But God, we have that's something that we have in common, and we didn't start off having that in common on the same level. I was always pursuing God, but at some point I was agnostic. But even then, like everything that I was doing was pursuing the truth. Whatever the truth was at that particular time, I was pursuing that, and she was representative of something that she felt like was the truth. So I was like, yeah, you know, I want to pursue this, you know, as much as I possibly can. So I got involved with church and all that, but it's definitely important to. So somebody made a reference that if you want to find the person that you should be with, is run towards your goals as fast as you can and look to your left and right and see who's running with you. And I think that is definitely particular when it comes to us, you know, pursuing God. But for other people, it might be something else. It might be just like career goals. It might even be happiness, you know, or whatever that is for you. But whatever you're pursuing, pursue that with all your heart. And then just see who's keeping up with you, you know, and that might be the person, that just might very well be the person for you. So, yeah. But number 4.
Wait, before we go to the next one, let's get to these comments.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
All right.
You
know it's hard
I
for me
know
to look
I
at.
saw a Lauren. Is that how you say it? A Lauren? That is a name I have never seen before.
That's a pretty
name. That is a very pretty name, Lauren. Shaquilla Davis. What up? What up? So Tiffany says, right, you just can't be a stay-at-home mom and wife. Believe it or not, it's the other way around. He's a stay-at-home dad, and we're fine with that.
Whatever works for your family, you have to find out what works best.
Yeah, absolutely. So and that's one thing that we've been preaching about from the beginning. Like, there's no set guidelines of like you have to do this, this, and this to be happy. It all comes down to communication and working out whatever's going on in your life, coming into one accord, and hey, sticking through that, making that commitment to stick through it. So I would love to be a stay-at-home dad. I definitely envy him. Like, I love what I do for a living, but if I could do that and just like not have to worry about the responsibility of it and just enjoy my family, I would love that.
But it is a blessing to be at home.
Yeah.
Because when you were driving trucks.
Oh, I ain't want to talk about that. Shouts out to all the truck drivers out there, but man, I cannot do it. Like, it seemed like no matter what was going on at home, like everything be fine at home. Then once I'm 600 miles away from the house, like something happens. Like, it never fails. It's just, it's super stressful trying to manage my time.
Especially when I was pregnant. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Tiffany said he does work though. Don't get me wrong. He's our minister of music at our church, so he does work, just not every day.
Oh yeah.
That's still a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get to spend time with the kids and family.
I would love to not have a job and still do film and photo, but just like leisurely, not necessarily.
To make so much money.
Yeah. Like, because when you try to make money from doing what you love to do, it does add a little bit of stress, but it takes a lot of stress off because you love what you do. Kind of a trade-off, but.
Right.
Belita Bay said, we must live in our own truth. Amen, sister.
Definitely.
AJ, what is up?
Avril is what we're going to call her. You're going to stop calling her AJ.
Because I'm reading the name.
Avril. Okay.
What up?
That's definitely true. I love my husband, but some days, Jesus. I know. You just want to bless him real good. Lay hands on him. Throw some holy oil. Something. Where we at? It's a struggle right now. We aren't on the same page right now. That is a lot of times in marriage. You won't be on the same page, but are you in the same book? Okay?
Right. That's exactly
you
what I
have to
was
focus on that.
Yeah,
you have to focus on that, and then try to get back on the same page as your spouse by being understanding and patient and having grace, which is not always easy.
Yeah.
Because God be reminding me, like, don't I give you grace and mercy? So you got to be patient with your husband and do the same for him. And I hope he speaks to you in that way too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
So the reason why we're doing this to talk about realistic reasons about what you should know about your spouse before getting married is because some of y'all might not have watched the video that we posted today. We did a couples quiz and it was a real fun. Like, we had a blast doing that.
We did.
But yeah, it's not always just about knowing each other's ice cream, favorite ice cream or hobbies and stuff. It's not really always about that. It's a little bit deeper than that. So we figured we had this live discussion, but definitely leave your comments below. Anything that you feel like you need to know before you marry somebody, drop that in the comments below so we could talk about that as well.
Yeah. And also, we want to talk about the giveaway. Like we said, we don't know if a lot of y'all saw it. The video actually went up later than it should have. It went up like a half hour later. So a lot of people probably didn't get to watch it before we got on live. So what we said was the giveaway would be $100, and you would let us know how you would spend that $100, and then leave your Cash App in the comments on that video. So let us know on this live if you want us to do the giveaway now on the live, or you want to wait till next Sunday so you have a chance to leave your Cash App on that video.
Matter of fact, just say it. Just drop it in the comments right now. Did you get a chance to watch the other video? Just let us know right now in the comments. Right. And enough of y'all say no. Done deal. We'll move it to next week.
Sunday, yeah. Because we want to be fair with everybody.
So y'all are definitely here right now. So we appreciate it. And number 4 was your partner's family relationship. Family relationships are key.
Meaning like how he treat his mama is how he's probably gonna treat his wife.
I would say that's one element of it, and then the other element is to when you marry your spouse, you marry your family, you know, or you marry their family. So, yeah, I would say both of those are pretty key, and I think it's really like it is absolutely insane how much you can learn about your spouse by watching their parents. Like it's insane. And that's something I realized on myself too, seeing myself in a role as a father. Because you know, when you're a kid growing up, it's easy to judge your parents for stupid stuff. Like they make too much money, they don't make enough money, they spend too much time with you, they don't spend enough time with you. It's so easy to be judgmental to your parents as a kid. But once you become a parent, you start seeing a lot of yourself
from their perspective.
Yeah, and it starts making a little bit more sense. So. It makes a lot of sense. Definitely keep an eye. Well, I don't want to say keep an eye. That sounds bad. But, you know, you can learn a lot from your spouse by watching their parents or even talking to their parents. Like there's stuff that, you know, her mom went through that it kind of talks about her personality. And you can see it in Stacy as well because she just learned those habits through her mom's experiences. Stacy didn't have those experiences. She learned it through her mom. The same thing with my dad, you know. So, yeah, you can learn a lot for sure.
I know when we were dating, I did watch how you treated your mom, and he was really caring, and they were like best friends. And I'm like, okay,
oh yeah, my mom was like my sister.
I could marry him. Like we're gonna all be cool. Like she was just really like a free spirit and fun to be around, and I could tell that rubbed off on you, and so. I knew that you would be a cool person to be married to.
I appreciate that.
Don't be getting all sentimental.
Oh, no.
No, I'm just playing, y'all.
No, I was just thinking, like, yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about that on another video.
Okay.
Number 5, know your partner's finances. And we are not going to be hypocrites here because, yeah, I know my credit sucked when we first got married. So I was... Yeah, I think that they say the number one reason for divorce is finances. So while I'm saying this, realize I know that I am completely honest and I did not do this with the focus in mind. But if you have the chance and you had not married yet, you're looking to get married, y'all about to get married, finances, super important. Not necessarily just checking each other's credit just to be nosy, but really working towards a goal of fixing that because it saves you so much money over the course of your marriage. Once you start buying houses and cars and stuff like that, that stuff starts coming into play. Or if a lump sum of money comes in, something happens, you get $100,000 in the bank account, you need to know, okay, we have imagine if you didn't know I had $30,000 worth of debt, or let's say something that we can anticipate. Let's say taxes. I owe the government $30,000 in taxes. The first year together, we filed together. You think we finna get $12,000 back, and no, you get $0 because all of that money went towards, you know, restoring my tax credit or restoring my deficit to the IRS.
Could you be totally mad at your spouse? Or are you supposed to be mad at yourself
both
for not looking into that?
Yeah, both. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's something that y'all really should both talk about and be completely honest with each other about any depths. You know, fellas, let your lady know if you got a loan shark that's looking for you because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm joking, but like that stuff really, like, it's stuff you don't think about at first, or you hope you just never have to deal with it. But when you deal with it, like, that brings about a mistrust that might not ever be recovered from. For the rest of that marriage, you might wonder if your spouse is hiding things from you regarding money.
That's true.
So, yeah.
I didn't even think about it like that it could go so far as to what else is my spouse hiding. And that could be the opposite way too. If you had $100,000 in a separate bank account that you don't tell your spouse about, and then they find out, and it's like, we've been living on oodles and noodles.
Yeah.
And you got all this money for a rainy day, so it could go another way.
That could get real ugly. So yeah, honesty about finances, super important.
Yeah. I don't want to get too far behind in the comments because then we like, what were we talking about? Um, uh, that is facts equally yoked. Afro said that. About looking to your left and your right and see who's running with you.
Yeah.
Keep God first. Everything else will follow. What a mighty God we serve. Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. If God is not in the middle of it, I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah. It's definitely what got us this far. So let me get some water. I am parched. Where's my
Tiffany said
don't judge me, y'all.
We've been trying to drink more water. We both have a gallon here. And some days I struggle with it. It's a struggle for me to drink that much water. Okay, Tiffany said she watched the video. Belita said she watched. Lauren said she didn't get a chance to watch.
Okay.
Madison said, I've been binge watching your videos. Love the transparency and honesty. Definitely came at the right time.
Appreciate you, Madison. I don't think I've seen you comment before, but welcome to the family.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah.
Madison
Absolutely.
family.
Appreciate you for joining us.
I'm glad you enjoy our content.
Could have been anywhere in the world.
But you here with
Here with us.
Y'all gonna learn real quick. We get real serious about God, but we are so goofy.
All right. Number 6, conflict is inevitable. Recognize your role in resolving it.
Oh, that one was hard for me. I understand that conflict is inevitable, but recognizing my role, that wasn't always easy for me.
Yeah.
I'm just learning that. Okay, I have to take my part in this. Don't worry about what he did. Worry about myself so that I can fix that so it won't be an issue next time or in other relationships, meaning friendships, family, stuff like that.
Absolutely. That's such a multifaceted statement. Just that conflict is inevitable. And then recognizing your role. I feel like those are two different things and they put it together. Because the whole conflict is inevitable. I don't know about y'all, but I had this expectation when I got married that me and my wife would be, like, we would bicker all the time, but it would be so funny, like, disrespectful. Who's that?
I don't know.
Bill collectors.
It's probably not.
But yeah, I had this expectation that we would just like bicker all the time, but it would be funny, like basically like a TV sitcom show. And it's not, it wasn't like that for us. Some people it might be like that, but yeah, it just wasn't like that for us. Like when we joke or when we said things like in the heat of an argument, it usually cuts. So neither one of us is laughing after that.
Right. I think I said I thought our marriage would be like the Huxtables from the Cosby Show, and you said Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you would be Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
Nothing like that at all.
Nothing like that at all. And then the second part, in recognizing your role, that's a hard thing as a man. And I feel like any man that disagrees with that doesn't understand what it means to be a man. And I know that's a loaded statement. But I think a lot of men, or even women, feel like they're supposed to, being a leader just means that everything they say goes, and they just get to dictate what goes on in the house. But I don't get that. When you say leader, for me, I hear responsibility. I hear there's a whole lot of weight on my shoulders to make sure things get done throughout the day. If she's not able to get something done throughout the day, I feel the responsibility for like not being able to help her. Like, what do I need to change in my life and my work week to be able to be more accessible for her? So I hear something different. And I know we talked about this in the submission video. And a lot of people read that title and just like disliked the video right off the bat.
So turned off by it.
Yeah, but if you would have listened, nobody was ever saying that women should just do what men say to do. I never believed that in my life, and nobody in this world could convince me of that.
And I was never going to do it, and nobody in this world could convince me of that.
That's not what I wanted either. You know, I wanted somebody that's my best friend, because I know I'm not perfect. So she has to be able to come to me and say, DJ, you did this wrong, or can you do this different? I need that feedback because I know I'm not perfect. And the fact that all the decisions and responsibility resting on me, that's heavy. That's heavy because I'm going to mess it up. You know, without God, and even with God sometimes because I'm ignorant, I messed it up. So yeah, recognizing your role. You know, for me, my role was, or and still is, accept the responsibility. And I'm just learning how to do that better. You know, as the years progress. So
Thank
we
you.
on what year 10 now?
Year 10.
Yeah.
9 being married, but 10
Yeah,
years
yeah.
together.
So
Yeah,
it's getting better, but it's work.
definitely.
So number 7 is discuss what a breach of trust means to you. So basically, the moment that the trust is broken, what does that mean to you? And that's a tough one. You know, that goes back to what we were saying. Like sometimes you can't recover from that. You know, it's best to just be honest about everything right out the gate. For us, it wasn't necessarily us not being honest about finances. We just didn't think it mattered until it mattered.
Right. Like you said, we were kind of ignorant to that. Nobody really taught us. Like, they don't even teach you in school how to balance a checkbook or the importance of finances. It's not till you get to college where you can learn that. And then by then, you already have student loans that you've signed away your life to pay back for years to come.
Shouts out to my first wife, Sally Mae.
Right. She called every day. Okay. But yeah, it's really important to learn that for yourself before getting married, and then even when you're married, if you're already in your marriage, then you learn it together so that you can teach your children so they don't make the same mistakes. And that's what we're working on.
Well, while we on the question, like, what does a breach of trust mean to you?
Anything that you knowingly withheld information on, like, I don't know how I could.
It's a tough one.
It is.
I would
Something
say
that you know would upset me, but just because you think I'll be upset by it, you don't share it with me. I think that used to really get me back in the day. You knew it would make me upset, so you didn't share it. I feel like no matter what in a marriage, you should share it and just.
I own up to that one because I don't like conflict. So a lot of times I would just like not tell her stuff. Like I don't want to argue about it. Just
I don't like conflict either, but I would rather you have the opportunity to feel how you feel about it, whether whatever it is going to happen or not. Feel how you feel and be able to make your decision from there. So I've always been like that in the marriage, but I understood why you didn't want to share certain things.
What up, April? I see you. I'm skipping over a whole bunch of comments now, but we're gonna go back through it.
Cause we see that.
But I see you. I see you. What up? What up? What up?
Errol said, doing work online, but I promise you I will watch. Okay. Where are we? That was hard for me as well. I used to always blame him for everything and never take ownership of my wrongs. Still working on that. We all are working progress.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that.
We talk about that with marriage counseling all the time. We go there, that initial consultation, you think, they about to fix my spouse. Fix him. Because all the issues, definitely over there. And it takes some time. It just takes time and effort and intentionality.
Yeah, I had to mature. I definitely had to mature. Because I didn't care if it was my fault. Honestly, I didn't care if it was my fault. I wasn't mature enough to know that we can agree to disagree on something and move forward. It was like it's my way or the highway when it shouldn't have been like that. That's not what marriage is about. And that's why we continue to bump heads. You want to go to the next one? Do we have another one? Okay.
Number 8 is when the going gets tough, don't call it quits right away. And I think that's something we gotten better and worse at. It's just, I don't know. And for me, I would say better because, you just know, there's been some days where, if I could be honest, there's some days where it's just I know in my mind, we're just never gonna have sex again. We're just never gonna be back to normal. Like, I don't like her right now, and it's just like we're just gonna wind up going our separate ways. And then next day, 2 days later, like, you know, we're right back at it. So you just, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and no matter how much in that moment you feel like this is never gonna work, it's not gonna work. You have to. For us, it was making a decision like, you know what, God, you're in control. I can't see the future. I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel right now. But if you put us together for a reason, it will work itself out. I'm just gonna stay hot, humble, open, and transparent, and then, you know, through that vulnerableness, like we always reconcile our situation. I mean, we always reconcile it. So I would say just definitely don't get caught up in those emotional moments where you just really, really don't like that person and don't make decisions, you know, in the heat of the moment. Right. And then a lot of times we make decisions in the heat of the moment and our pride makes us stick to it. You know, I got to stick to my guns because, you know, I said it out loud. Now I just got to live it out. And you really didn't mean it, you know?
Right. You have to allow your spouse breathing room.
Yeah.
I don't like that because I don't like to table anything. I like to get it out because I feel like it's festering if we table it. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's allowing your spouse to have time to think.
For me, that's what I need. Like, I know they say don't go to sleep angry, but going back to, it's about what type of relationship you have. Going to sleep angry, for me, is the best thing because I can wake up with a refresh. I don't know what it is. Sleep is like a reset button for me. In the middle of our argument, I'll start falling asleep. Ask her, I'm dozing off.
I'm like, what is wrong with you?
My brain needs to reset. It's too much going on. So, you know, in the morning, I wake up, I'm in a better mood. I wake up, I see her, you know what, I got a beautiful wife there next to me, you know, and I go to start working, it's like, man, I love what I do. Like, I wake up with this moment of appreciation. The depreciation happens as the day goes on and stuff starts stressing me out. It's like I'm just ready to, you know, shut it down.
I'm just run away.
Yeah, I'm just ready to shut down. But in the mornings, I'm good. So going to sleep angry for me, I think that's good. But for us, you know, that's something that we have to work on now because, like she said, she don't like stuff festering, so she'll keep pressing the issue while I'm trying to reset, and that was just, you know, that's just the cause of a lot of conflict. So that's something that we're learning to do. But at the same time, I can't just shut down. I can't allow that to justify me to just shut down either. I still have to, you know, be able to communicate. Hey, Stacey, I hear you right now. Or maybe I'm not hearing you right now, but I love you and I want to be able to be, you know, have a loving response. Just give me some space right now. I need to be able to say that as opposed to just.
Right. I hate when he does that.
Which I'm very good at. I'm really good at that.
It's like I'm just, on the submission video, if they watch the very beginning, the skit at the beginning, you was just sitting there like this, and I was just talking like in slow motion.
That's real life.
It's real life.
That's real life.
It is real life. And another thing, when the going gets tough, don't quit. You have to take divorce off the table. Now, last year, he asked me for a divorce, and I want to know why. And if you go watch that series, you will see that, life was not great last year. Yeah. It was a struggle. Yeah. It was that struggle that y'all talking about when y'all put it in the comments, like, well, me and my spouse struggling. Baby, it was a struggle. I didn't think we would be sitting next to each other. Like, I figured we'd be in divorce court by now. Sure. Yeah. We'll come up with some dates that he can have the kids and I can have the kids. That's how life was. Yeah. So it was only by God's grace that we made it to where we sitting on this couch talking to y'all now about marriage and feel like our purpose is saving marriages because God put us in a place to where we could live it out, and so people could see our testimony and how you come out on the other side. Cause,
hey man.
Okay. What were we? Okay. I wish I knew in school what I know now about the importance of finances. We make sure to teach our kids at a young age. Yeah.
Super important. Yeah.
Yeah.
I admit I haven't been doing a good job at that, but I know I need to, you know, as far as teaching the kids about finances. And I think that's because I'm struggling so hard to learn myself. First generation, we breaking like so many generational curses.
And
like
we feel it too.
Yeah, right here in this household as far as finances, as far as going to college, as far as starting our own businesses, like we're the only, being married.
Going to counseling.
Going to counseling, not getting divorced. It's just so many things in our family history that we really the first ones to do, or I'm not necessarily the first ones to do, but the ones that are still in the process of doing it because our parents pretty much gave up on it, or in a situation where they had to give up. So we're the only ones that's really fighting through this stuff. So when it comes to finances, I'm really learning myself, especially when it comes to the business. Learning to have separate accounts, learning when to invest and when not to invest. I just started myself on a payroll system. It's not active, but actually paying myself a salary out of the business as opposed to just pocketing everything as it comes and paying bills and stuff like that.
That throws off your taxes.
Yeah. That's a whole nother video, but actually, I'm still learning myself but I do need to talk to my kids during the process. That's the thing that I have. Like I have a bad habit of wanting to figure everything out and then share it. But I need to talk them through the process and my thoughts, while I'm doing it.
We'll start with a chore chart and you get allowance and they, so we'll teach them at their, their age range.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said that because that convicted me that I need to, talk to my kids about that.
Yeah, I did watch the video on submission and I was blessed. We're glad it blessed you because like we said, some people, they
just read it. Honestly, they didn't watch the video. They just read it. And I had somebody send me a long comment and they just watched the first skit. That was it. And then after the title, like they didn't watch anything. It's like, man, you typed all that. Like you could have watched the whole video in the amount of time that it took you.
Right.
But yeah.
No, one lady said she watched, and in the comments, I like to get to know people. So if they go off on me, I don't just go off on them.
I do.
So I'm praying for you, brother. No, I'm just playing. Because I was like, I gotta know why she was angry. Like she left a whole, this is effing something, and this is the weird side of you too.
She was big mad.
Yeah, she was big mad. So I'm like, let me see why. But she said it triggered her. She said she watched halfway through, but a lot of women in her family tried to be submissive to people that weren't worth following. And that's why we say you have to get to know your spouse and what you need in the marriage before you get married. So they were doing the right thing by trying to follow, but they wasn't following the right, they were probably following off a cliff. I don't know. But she said it triggered her. So then I understood why she was upset. And she said she would come back and watch another one of our videos because she really liked, what we stood for. But that video was a trigger for her. So I think sometimes, even in real life, meaning face to face, you have to have patience and grace. And
is this disrespectful to your brand new pillow?
It is. You have to have patience and grace
need support.
with people. And
that's so much better.
And find out the root of why people are angry by something you said or did. But even if you didn't have the intention of making them mad. I can't deal with him, y'all.
This feels so
He's not letting me get through my thought, but y'all get it.
I didn't realize how much I was straining myself. And you do this all the time, bro.
I'm done with you.
Yeah, this is nice.
Okay. Yeah. I'm done with him on my new pillows. Okay. Avril said, "Oh, the sex is hard because of the kids. However, it is important to your relationship." Look, we got a 6-year-old, soon to be 7 in August, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. When we say that struggle, okay, the 2-year-old won't get out of our room. So, hey.
Nah.
We try to put her in a bed. She don't want anybody in her bed, but she don't sleep in it either. So, we do what we can.
Yeah, pray for us on that.
Please.
But it's our fault, like we're not. Our kids pretty much go to sleep when they feel like it at this point.
We're getting better.
Yeah, trying to, but.
Oh, Destiny said they have a 5, 8, 7, 5, and 3.
That look like a phone number.
Month. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay,
Man.
Destiny. Okay.
Okay, getting
Destiny.
it in. I see you.
Be fruitful and multiply then. Okay? Them children ain't stopping y'all.
Nah. They get it in.
Show us your ways. Show us your ways, Destiny. Because how? My bad. 8, 7, 5, and 3. Okay, Destiny, because we was like...
Yeah, I was, I think she typed up, that's the zip code, 58753. That's the zip code.
Okay, Madison family has 13, 12, 10, and 8. Okay, so does it get easier as they get older is what I need to know.
Because I keep telling myself that it will, and then I hear people with older kids, and they're like, no, it don't get easier. I'm like, I don't see how does it not get easier? Like, they can talk and...
You know what? My mom said, as we got older, the worry just changed. Like, because when they're young, you could tell them, you know, hey, it's bedtime. Hey, this is when you eat. Hey, you know, they don't leave the house unless you leave the house. But as they get older, they like driving the car. They staying out later. They have these different friends that we don't know who these friends are, what they believe, what they getting into. It's just a different worry. So
I don't see myself worried about that part. Like, my worry now is them falling down the steps. So
yeah, that's our worry now. But she said the worry shifts to something else, and that's why God gonna have to secure my heart in Him, because I'm not ready to send my kids off driving anywhere, or with a new friend who we don't know what he or she is into, or boyfriends who we don't know what type of spirits are on them, or what they parents believe in. You know, I'm not ready for that. And then you have to have a sex talk with them, and you remember how you were at that age, and
why does that sex talk, like, it really makes you nervous?
You know what? Not having a sex talk with my child is that we don't know what the parents of their boyfriend or girlfriend, we don't know if they had the sex talk with them. We don't know what they told them. I saw something where, and I had to turn it off because this mom was trying to tell this, it was on Facebook. This mom was in the room with her teenage son and the teenage girlfriend trying to show them how to have sex. And I was like, I'm going to just exit this video because I thought she was going to give them the talk so they could, you know, understand, you know, you wait for the right time to have sex and, you know, use protection and, you know, all of that. She was literally, y'all, it just threw my whole mind off, and I'm like, I'm gonna just get off this video.
Yeah,
this is not of. This
yeah,
is
that's
not,
not the
Lord.
sex
this is
talk
not what
that
the
I'm
Lord
having.
Meant.
That is not the sex talk I'm having with my kids.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Madison family said, wow, yeah. I was like, wow, I'm gonna just get off of this video because I don't know what this is. And I hope my daughter doesn't, or my son, but I hope our daughters really don't run into some parent that's like this, where my daughter's in the room with your son. No, ma'am. And God, please control these hands in this mouth before I meet any parent like that.
Because only God can do it.
Because I'll be highly upset, and you're going to get blessed real good. And, you know, don't have my daughter in the, Some people are not teaching their children correctly, is what I'm saying. And we're sending our children out into the world, and we have to make sure they're not of the world. Yeah. They still hold on to the values of what we try to teach them. That's all I'm saying is why I would be nervous as far as when they get older. Because right now they're under our hedge of protection, you know, in God. But then when they go out into the world, we have to trust that they know what we taught them and take God with them. But it don't always work like that.
I can see that.
Right.
Destiny said her 7-year-old twerks already. Hey, I am with you because Skylar is on it with the hips. The whole TikTok thing.
Skylar is our 5-year-old. She has been begging for TikTok, and I keep excusing it like, go ask your dad because, you know, I've told you no so many times.
I don't know.
She's like, after the virus, can I get TikTok? That's how she asked, after the virus. Because I told her something going on with TikTok where they tapping in and getting all of your information. by the people who's running it or something like that. I don't know the full story, but I know a little bit about a little bit. And so she knows after the virus, whoever tapped into it may be gone. Yes, I put it on Dad. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm with that because Skylar, like, she came out one day with her shirt tied up. Like, she's 5. Shirt tied up, belly out, and she likes her belly out, period. Like, anything that she can wear, if she can walk, she got like a little training bra, if she can walk around all day like that, she's happy. Like, she loves her stomach out. So,
and I don't know
yeah,
where
I'm
she
in
get
trouble.
that from, because I have this stomach.
I'm in trouble. She might get that from me, because if I had a 6-pack, I wouldn't be wearing a shirt right now, to be honest. But, I mean, so it's like I can't be too judgmental just because she a girl, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Right. That's why you have to be really selective about who you let your kids be around, but also instill in them the core values of what we want them to know in Christ. And I have an almost 9-year-old. We're trying to wait. I have an almost 9-year-old. We're trying for a brother. Am I reading it right?
Wait, what?
They have a 9-year-old, but they're trying for a boy. Oh, I mean a sister. They're trying for another girl. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are done. Done with kids. No more kids. Absolutely.
I want at least one more boy.
Man, no. I want my sleep. We just started getting it back. Right. Not so much last night because Ash was kicking my butt. But, yeah. I need sleep, man.
Y'all see how much he talk about no more kids, but he talk a lot about sex?
I mean, they don't have to. Yeah, there's ways around that.
Okay, it happens.
There's ways around that. Yeah. Aisle number 27.
Oh, see, y'all see why I'm done with this man? I'm done. Madison family said, how can you teach someone else's child about sex? I don't know. I hope nobody ever tries to, unless they're steering them in the right direction to tell them to wait. No, please don't.
I mean, I honestly feel like whoever my kids are around, like I feel obligated to instill some type of culture in them because whoever, it's not to discredit their parents. It's just saying I don't know their parents. So I don't know the conversations they have, but I think I can be a pretty good judge of character, and I think that's what her mom liked about me, is that no matter what the crazy things her mom said, if it's true, it's true. And I was like, she wouldn't really get a reaction out of me. I would be like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's true. So if I'm sitting there talking to my daughter's boyfriend, and then, we talk about protection and stuff like that, and I see him like getting embarrassed or stuff like that, that's a red flag for me. He's not mature enough to deal, unless my daughter's doing the same thing. But that would just show me, hey, I didn't instill that culture in my daughter. But if my daughter is able to have this mature conversation and he's not, y'all not equally yoked. And I'm not gonna be the one to say y'all shouldn't be together. But I would tell Skylar, like, that's a red flag right there. You should be. Why are you talking to this guy? And you don't have to tell me about it. I would want to know as your father. You don't have to tell me, but you need to be able to answer that. Is it just because this guy is good looking, because some other girl wanted him before you and you happen to get him? Whatever that reason was, why are you talking to this guy? Because it's not for his maturity.
Unless he's not trying to have sex with our daughter, and he really is just squeamish when it comes to that, because
he still needs to be able to have that conversation, because if he's not wanting to do that, there has to be a reason behind it other than just being scared, because one day he's not going to be scared and he's going to make a mistake.
A lot of y'all know that I was raised by a single mother, so she wore both hats. So she would talk to my boyfriends, really sternly, and as a father would. And I had this one boyfriend. He'll be, yes, ma'am, and all this in front of her, and she'll be telling him, you got to treat my daughter with respect, and all the things that maybe a dad would say. And as soon as we would walk away from her, or she would walk away from us, he'd be like, I'm not scared of your mama. Like, nobody asked you to be scared of her, but that was definitely a red flag for me. Like, why you... pretending in front of her like you so respectful, and then when she walks away. But he was disrespectful to his mom too, so.
Well, that does it.
Yeah.
That pretty much sums it up.
Right.
Because I know I was very intentional about, like, whenever her mom would have these talks with me, like, I would never bring it back to Stacey. Because I felt like her mom was doing that because she loves her daughter. So I appreciate it. I respected everything she said. And I was very intentional about that. So I just can't imagine dealing with a guy that's not the same way. But we got 2 more on this list. So number 9 is express love. If you're just tuning in, we're going through a list of 10 things you should know about your spouse, or expectations you should have before getting into married. I think it is. Mm-hmm. What you should know about your spouse before getting married. Yeah, there we go. Because we made up the title like literally like 5 minutes before we got on the video. So.
But we asked God to guide us.
We asked for guidance. We didn't want to just be steering nobody wrong. But this is a great article. So maybe we should put this in a comment so y'all can go back and read this. But number 9 is express love. And I think that goes along with being intentional. For me, that's how I translate that. Mm-hmm. Be intentional, because there's so many ways that I love my wife and I feel like I'm loving my wife, but she's not receiving it because it's not her love language. So sometimes you have to be very, very clear. And I try to be more verbal whenever she does something. Hey, I'm glad you did that. She cooked this morning. I appreciate the breakfast. You did a good job, as opposed to just eating it and go back to work. Because I don't, and she maybe, you can tell me if that affects you at all, but I feel like it helps keep her encouraged and not feel like she was taken advantage of that day, because the devil gets to you, like, all throughout the day, gets in your mind. We're reading this book, Battlefield of the Mind. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how the enemy attacks you. Like, just words go unsaid, and then something in your head. Oh, they don't appreciate me. Right. I'm doing this by myself. They don't love me. They're not attracted to me. Whatever it is, put those seeds in your mind, and then it comes out in the middle of an argument. It's like you didn't even say thank you for cooking 3 weeks ago. Like, what? I forgot that even happened. So yeah, very, very true and very important. Express love. Be intentional. Be clear about the way you're expressing love. Even if you have to say, I am trying to express love to you by doing this. Even just by saying that out loud, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, a lot of people think that sounds dumb.
It sounds cheesy.
It doesn't need to be said, but it's a big impact.
And that's one thing that's helped me in my business relationships too, and it's translating back to my marriage, is sometimes you have to over communicate things. It helps, because especially if you're not around this person all the time, it don't take much time for that seed of doubt to come in, and it can ruin the entire relationship. So. Right. Over communicate. Right. And I'm not saying I'm the best at that, but that's definitely something I recognize that I'm trying to do better at.
Okay,
Destiny. Sorry, but could your husband please show my husband his shirt? That was our daughter's name, who we lost in 2018, 2 hours after birth.
Sorry for your loss.
Sorry to hear that, for sure. But yeah, this shirt says, mercy, basically. Mm-hmm. You want to tell them where you got this shirt? Because it just came in the mail one day. And I was like, did you order this?
You know what, y'all? I like what we're doing, and I like to get messages on the shirt. So sometimes when we don't talk about something, you can still see what we stand for on our clothing. And then, like, maybe it'll come up in conversation if you guys see it, and then we can further explain. So I've been on, like, Instagram, and I don't know if it's because of our name, After The Vows, but a lot of advertisement pops up, and I'm like, oh, I like this shirt. Oh, I like this shirt. One shirt that I have coming in is I forgot what it's called, but y'all see it probably on the next video. But what I'm saying is I don't remember where I got this from, because so many things pop up.
You bought it on Instagram, though, huh?
Yes, artofhomage.com. Sorry, artofhomage.com, and you'll be able to find this shirt. I think it was like $25-$30. Yeah, so it's like really good. Yeah, really great quality. Some stuff be like,
it's hot in here, but that's because the AC is off. So
yeah, he likes to turn the AC off before the live, and I'm like,
it's just it's so much noise. And,
Holy Spirit, is that you? Getting hot. But yeah, So Art of Homage. We'll leave it after this live. We'll put in the comment section.
Where you got the shirt from, and then there was something else I said I was gonna put in the comment. This article.
List.
So yeah.
The article.
The list. The list. Number 10, which is not here. Where's number 10?
I think it was only 9. Where'd you get?
Maybe it was only 9.
It was only 9.
Maybe that was the last one. Yep, that was it.
I mean, we've been on here for an hour.
Yeah. So we're done with the list.
Hanging out with us. Hey, Esther. Happy Sunday.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, we'll leave the link where you can get the shirt. But thank you guys for watching. But the video's not over yet, right? We got to do the giveaway.
Yes.
Are we going to do the giveaway?
So do you guys want us to do the giveaway now, or do you want us to wait till Sunday so you guys have a chance to comment your Cash App on the last video we just put up? Couples quiz. We'll leave it up to y'all. Because we just want to be fair. We want to make sure everybody get a chance to see it and get a chance to enter. Because you guys only had an hour. And I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah.
So let us know. We'll wait a few seconds. Thank you, Belita.
Thanks for joining us, Belita. Appreciate it.
So if we wait till next time, then you guys have to make sure you have your notifications on so you don't miss the live next Sunday, so we can announce the winner.
Yeah, I think we should extend it. I think we only gave people like an hour to watch. And some people got set up a Cash App. You wouldn't even get the money. See that? Yeah, so let's just wait till next Sunday.
I think I saw a couple of people leave a comment, but they didn't have a Cash App yet. Cash App.
Yeah. So we'll just wait till next Sunday. Set up a Cash App, and if you're a small business owner, I actually recommend Square. They're not paying me to say this, but ever since I've started using it, that is a great invoicing system, and it's tied to Cash App. So it's a great way to accept payments. It's way better than PayPal. Basically, it's like PayPal, but way better. So I don't know why I even just said that, but so yeah, let's just wait till next Sunday. Thank you guys for watching.
We're glad you enjoyed the live.
Yeah, definitely. If you know somebody that needs to win some money, tell them to go watch the video and leave a comment as well. And thank you guys for watching. My name is DJ.
And my name is Stacy.
Out that thing. Bah.
Why?